Hey you all. So when I went to nursing school to get my LPN, I had to do a assessment like to start off with, and I want to show you all what my test results were and then also what my Wonderlic was. So let me know, what are they testing you all? Like, what's your entrance exam test? I know some people have HESI. For us, we had something called GAIN, General Assessment of Instructional Needs. And then we had to do something called Wonderlic, which supposedly it measures like your ability to, like, how fast you can learn. It's just a cognitive indicator. It's just like, I don't know if it really shows how smart you are. I'm gonna put up here like whatever it's supposed to help with, but that's what it helps with. And at this institution, you have to have at least an 18. I think they raised their minimum. So yeah, I'm gonna show you all what I got and then what I did to study for the test. Okay. So, and of course, I finished the program, became an LPN, graduated at the top of my class. So let's see what test scores I got on my entrance exams. All right. So we had to just do math and science, or not math and science, English and math. So on the English, you all, of course, I got a 6 out of 6. Of course I did, because all I do is talk. So it says that put me in a high adult secondary education level. Yeah, this is how they broke down that score. So I got a 948. I got, let's see, when it came to reading, I got the full amount. And then when it came to grammar, usage, and style, I got a 836 out of 925. And then for reading, I got a 900 out of 900. And then for English, like the total score, I got 948 out of 1,000. So now for the math, I didn't do as well. I got a 4, which means I have high, intermediate, basic education. Your girl is real basic with math. So this just shows you that you don't have to be super proficient with math, super perfect with math. Let's see. I'm not sure what they wanted as far as math. I'm not sure what they required, but it says the score that was needed for level 5 was a 776, and I got a total of 774. Wow. So I was actually really close. I was probably like one question away from getting a 5 out of 6 in the math. So when it came to rational numbers, operations, charts, and graphs, I got 755 out of 870. And then when it came to algebra, geometry, and trigonometry, I got an 800 out of 975, which put me at a total of 774 out of 1,000. So I was really close. I don't know if they consider that, like, okay, at least she was closer to a 5. I don't know if they consider that when it came to just considering me for the program. But this is what I got for the math and the English, which is the main 2 things that they studied us on. And then tested us on. So further breakdown, like I said, these are the different areas for the reading and the grammar. And these are the areas for the math that I went over. So say like I didn't pass this test, right? I will go through and I will look at where I got the lowest scores. So geometry and trigonometry, I would probably look up more questions like this on YouTube, like just on the internet, and then look up videos just kind of going over basic geometry and trigonometry, and do some study questions with that, and just do some, like some learning with that on my own. And then fractions and decimals, that was my second lowest. And then I probably would look at division as well. So, but as you can see, like, you only 3 out of 4. So yeah, you only have so much of a chance to get the answers right, because there's not so many questions. So the score can easily go down just based off of having 1 or 2 questions wrong. So this is what they studied us. This is what they tested us on. And those are my results. Now this is what they do. They give you like little things that you can study to help you out. So this is telling me I could work on. But look, it's saying I'm ready. I'm ready to study post-secondary educational materials. I'm ready. And then over here, it says that I need to work on my division, my word problems, total cost, down payment, monthly payments, blah, 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 blah. So that's what I need to work on with the math. All right. Now for the actual Wonderlic test, right? Wonderlic, which a lot of people do have to do that, I know. And also they test athletes as far as Wonderlic. The score that I got with this was a 22. And again, look at that. Oh my gosh. Y'all, January 16, 2014. Oh, it's like 1,000 years ago. But I got a 22. The minimum was 18. And you all, I did not, like, somehow it ran out of time and I had 18 minutes left. So it's just saying, like, however, despite the reduced administration time, this individual was still able to obtain a passing score. This individual has scored in the recommended range. Given the reduced administrative time, the individual's achieved test score may represent an underestimate of their true ability. Okay. And they don't even give you a lot of time. I think they give you like 10 minutes to do 40 questions. Yeah, 50 questions. You're supposed to complete 50 questions in like 10 minutes. So, yeah. I got a 22. I will take that. And since I got the 22, they were like, okay, you're fine. We're not going to have you redo it because you already hit the recommended, amount. So that was good. That was good. Now, how I study for this test is basically, depending on which test you're doing, I would say just look up whatever test that you have to take to get into a program. Look up that test. If there's a study book you can get the study book. If you don't want to buy the book, go to the library, do photocopies. Sometimes libraries have like where you can scan the book and then have it emailed to yourself. I know they have that in my community college, but I believe some libraries have that option as well. You might have to pay for it, maybe like 5 cents a page or something. I don't freaking know. But you can go there. You can take pictures of it with your phone. Like, when there's a will, there's a way. If you want to save some money or whatever. Or make it your business to go up to the library every day for an hour. Use their reference book. Because usually they don't let you check out those books. Those are reference books. So go there. Give yourself an hour to sit down. Hour minimum, sit down and work on the questions in the book. Don't look over the material yet. Just work on the questions in the book. And then, or do the test. Sit down, do the test. Time yourself as if you're taking the test in real life. You need to not have any distractions. You need to sit down in a quiet area, do the test, time yourself, because one of the biggest things is that people get so overwhelmed with how fast the test is, and that can kind of get to you. So sit down, time yourself as if it's the real test. You need to simulate the whole thing to help you with your anxiety, and also just to get yourself in the mindset of, okay, I'm taking a test. So sit down, do it, then see what you got wrong. And then based off what you got wrong, you can see what type of questions you got wrong, similar to how it's telling me what type of questions I got wrong, right? So I need to work more on decimals. I need to work more on world problems and things like that. So it tells you what you need to work on. Then you can go back into the actual book and it'll show you, it'll have a section in there about decimals, a section in there about fractions. Start studying those sections and give yourself 30 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour each day to study that part, because that's what you need to improve. You still might want to look over the stuff that you kind of have still a good idea of, but you don't have to put as much time into that. But still look over it, because you could be missing questions on stuff that you have a really good idea of, but you might need to just get a refresher on, right? So if you already have a really good idea of something and you just need to get a little refresher, it still will help you to get that refresher so that you can at least get those questions right. And then, of course, focus on the ones that you know that you need to work on, right? So do that. Do it for about a week. Stay consistent with it. And then either retake the test or take a new test. It's probably best to just take a new practice test again. Sit down as if you're taking the test in real time. Get through it and then see what you need to work on from there. Do that however many times you need to in order to feel comfortable, and then go in and take your exam. I will say that first things first, you need to pay for your exam. You need to pay for it and kind of put it out you know, give yourself, like, I think for me, I gave myself like 2 weeks, maybe. Yeah, because I took this test in the beginning of January. So I didn't give myself a whole bunch of time to sit back and study, but at least 2 weeks. That way you have, you know, a week to, you just have at least 2 weeks to get the stuff done. That's a decent amount of time. It's not too long to the point where you're like, oh, I got time, I can hold it off. And it's not too close to the point where you really won't have any time to do anything. But just focus, get out of your head and just do the work. If you know that you studied, if you know that you did the work to do well on the exam, then you shouldn't have a problem like mentally telling yourself, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go do this exam. You shouldn't be like anxious about it, right? I mean, I know anxiety can be there, but one of the main reasons I think people have anxiety when it comes to tests is because you didn't study, and you know you didn't study, and you know you're not ready. So you need to do it. And don't just do not just sit there and study the material. You have to test yourself. And that's something when I tell people when they're like, I don't know why I'm not able to get the right answers, or I'm not able to pass these tests. It's like, I studied. And I say, well, do you do practice questions? And they're like, no, I don't do practice questions. You're taking a test, so you have to test yourself of the knowledge. You can't just study it, because when you're just studying it, you're just taking in information. You're just taking in the information, but you're not actually checking if you understand the information. That's why you have to do a practice test, and that's why you have to do practice questions. And that's why the teachers, they can sit there and give you the knowledge all day, but they have to test you to see if you actually know it. So you got to test yourself too before. And also, if you have test anxiety, doing those practice questions, sitting down and actually doing them is going to give you kind of help with that anxiety, because you're becoming more and more, not emerged, but you're getting more and more exposed to what it's like to take a test. So it will help with your test anxiety. That makes sense to y'all? So yeah, that's the scores that I got. Let me know, what are the entrance exams? Like, what kind of tests are they having you do? Does ATI have entrance exams? Yeah, they do. Or is it ATI? Is it HESI? Is it Wonderlic? Is it GAIN? Is it like this? And are you able to find books? I don't think I was able to find a GAIN book. What I did was I just got a GED book, because it's the same material. They want to make sure that you know you have like basic, like high school, you know, knowledge, because this is college level. So they just want to make sure you are at least proficient, like high school level. And also, you all, I did my GED, which I have it right here. I did my GED right before I took this test. So as you can see, I got my GED on November 19th, 2013. Yeah, that was my story, you all. I didn't have a GED. I didn't have my high school diploma, and I went ahead and I got it done in November. And then, as you can see, that January, what is that, 2 months later, I applied to get into nursing school. And then I'll put up here when I actually got accepted into nursing school. And then I started nursing school, I don't know, February, something like that, I think, at some point. Yeah, February, I think is when I got accepted. I don't freaking know. But, well, did I start in March? I think I started in March. It's always a piece of hair that I'm trying to get out the way. No, it's not always. It's just this time. I'm not going to claim it. It's not always. It's just this time. So yeah, that's how it's been for me. And I'm going through like all my old paperwork, and I found this, and I was like, let me just kind of show them what it was like. I know some people, like, it's hard to get past having to do an entrance exam, especially in my area here in Missouri. Like, I went to Applied Tech, if you're here in St. Louis, and some people were like, oh, I don't want to go to Applied Tech because it took me too much, like, what did they say? What did they say about Applied Tech? Oh, they was like, I couldn't get past the entrance exam. I couldn't get past it. Do not go into these entrance exams blind. Like, y'all just going into these entrance exams just raw dogging it. Like, no, you need to study. I don't see how you can just not be in school for like 5+ years, not look at any of this material that we learned in high school, and then turn around and think you're going to pass a high school equivalency, like, entrance exam. You haven't looked at this stuff in years, and you know you probably didn't get it when you was in high school. So yeah, don't. I feel like that's self-sabotage, and you know it is. And that's why I would talk to a lot of people that are like, did you study? No, I didn't study. I just went to go take it. Like, no. Like, girl, bruh, you know better. So do better. Yeah, let me know what y'all got going on. Are you taking any entrance exams soon? Or are you starting school coming up this fall? Or if you're watching this later on, you starting school in the spring. Some people start classes in the summer too. Are you doing prereqs? Are you going for your LPN or your RN? Like, what are your goals? And are you feeling, what do you call it? Are you feeling like you're ready to do it? Do you feel confident in your abilities to be able to pass your entrance exams? I will say, for me, in order for me to even get the energy to study for entrance exams, I got to put some money on it. If I don't put any money towards it, I ain't studying, because I don't have like a clear deadline. When you pay your money, you're going to get a clear deadline, and then you're going to move from there. I do know with Applied Tech though, once we took the test and we got in, we had to pay like all this money to do like your background test and background check, a drug test, all these different things we had to pay for. So if you do decide to go to Applied Tech or a school that makes you do stuff right after you get like a passing grade, make sure you have that money sitting there for you. And also, another reason why I say study before you go to these entrance exam places, before can y'all tell I'm sorry. Study before you go take the test is because at this particular school, if you don't pass that test, you have to wait like 3 or 4 months before you can retake it. It's like it's a penalty. So yeah, don't play no games. And then also, I think they may consider they may take into consideration how many times you had to take that entrance exam, because if it's taking you 2 or 3 times just to get in the school, they're going to be like, how long is it going to take this person to get out of here? Like, or are they going to be able to get out of this program? So keep all of that in mind, but don't let anything discourage you. The best thing you can do is to just be prepared. There's too much information out here on the internet where, you know, you can there's so many freaking resources. So just be prepared, be confident, and the best way to be confident is to be prepared. All right, that's that, you all. Oh, a little tidbit, something else I found was my I found my freaking CNA little paperwork. Y'all know I'm a Cancer child. I can't help it. I'll be holding on to shit. But look, the 14th of January 2013. So I thought it was a lot sooner. So I guess I was just out the bat. Like, I started off the year, became a CNA, got certified, and then later that year I went ahead and got my GED that November, and then 2 months later I decided to apply for an LPN program. So everything went pretty fast for me looking back, and I did not plan any of this. I didn't think it was going to get to that point, but that's why I think about life. Like, when you're meant to do something, like, everything just kind of happens. And like I said, I wasn't even thinking about it, it just happened. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I love you all. I'm gonna let y'all go, and let me know if you have any more questions, comments, or concerns in the comment section. All right, you all, bye. Also, you all, I don't think that I have it because I did this test online, but if I can find my ATI test results that I had for my entrance into RN program, I'll show you all that too. But also, like, why do I have a paperwork from 2014? Like, why am I still holding on to stuff from 11 years ago? It's just a question. Just a question I gotta ask. Like, anybody else got that thing, that Cancer energy in them, that Cancer zodiac crab in them, that makes them hold on to stuff? I'm not claiming it, but damn it, I feel like the shoe is fitting. All right, y'all, bye.